So, over the past day or so, there's been big, massive news that's dropped in the movie sphere, and it looks like Amazon has taken full creative control of the James Bond franchise. This has kind of been a big piece of shocking information to a lot of people. Obviously, the Broccolis have been in creative control of the James Bond character for a very, very long time, and it looks like they finally gave up creative control over to Amazon, and they took a hefty payday, hefty paycheck, I should say, to sell the rights of the James Bond character. But a lot of people are worried about what Amazon are going to do with the James Bond character. They're worried that, they're going to try and modernize James Bond for modern audiences, make him woke, make him too different from what made the original character great in the first place. And a lot of people are just very, very concerned about the direction that Amazon could possibly take the character in. But I think that Amazon have put out great content in recent years, so I'm very optimistic as to what Amazon could do with James Bond going forward. But anyway, with that said, let's get into this article. Let's break down this information about the acquisition of the James Bond character for Amazon, and let's see exactly what's happened with this deal with the Broccolis as well. So this comes to us from Joe Blow. Amazon MGM Studios spent $1 billion to take control of James Bond franchise. So Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson gave control of the James Bond franchise to Amazon MGM Studios, who paid $1 billion for the privilege. $1 billion, that's a good payday in my mind. That's a lot of cheddar for sure. So like most of you, I was absolutely shocked by the news that the Broccoli family has relinquished creative control of the James Bond franchise to Amazon MGM Studios. Yeah, like I said, this has come out in the last few days, and people have been massively shocked by this, because the Broccolis have been in full control of the James Bond character for a very, very long time. And the fact that they've decided to kind of, wash their hands of the character, give it to Amazon, and take a lot of money for it, I mean, I guess at some point, you have to relinquish control at some point. I mean, there's other things in life that the Broccolis want to do, so I absolutely understand. They've had the character for a long time. You've kind of done everything you want to with it, made all the money in the world from this character. So at some point in your life, I guess you're going to give it up to somebody else to take control of it. So according to Deadline, Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli didn't come cheap, as Amazon reportedly paid around $1 billion to take full control. When Amazon originally purchased MGM for $8.5 billion, it knew full well that it was vastly overpaying, but it was a foot in the door of the lucrative James Bond franchise. However, Wilson and Broccoli still retained creative control, and Amazon couldn't do anything without them. There have been rumblings that Broccoli and Amazon didn't see eye to eye on the direction of the franchise. Amazon wanted to expand the IP and pitched a variety of 007 spin-offs, but Broccoli wanted to keep the franchise as a strictly big screen brand, reportedly saying these people are effing morons. Yeah, this is the thing that people are worried about. Amazon want to do spin-offs, they want to turn it into a TV show, they want to update it for modern audiences. And a lot of people are just very, very concerned about the potential direction that Amazon may take with the character. I mean, James Bond, he's a man's man. He sleeps with the women, he drinks cocktails, he drives fast cars, he shoots guns and all this kind of stuff. And, are they going to update the character too much and change him from what originally made the character great in the first place? This is a concern a lot of people have. Just look at the comment section of any post regarding this news on X, on YouTube, anywhere else on the internet, and you'll see comments about people being concerned about Amazon taking control. And I completely understand why people are concerned. A lot of people hold James Bond in high regards when it comes to movie franchises, so I get people's concerns. But just look at the recent track record of Amazon. They've made some great content. The Boys, Fallout. They've done some great stuff in recent years. So I think they will respect the franchise. At least I hope they will anyway. So it's been years since No Time to Die was released, and there's no indication of the next installment is even close to getting started. Amazon clearly wanted to get things moving, which is why they're willing to shell out $1 billion. Those close to Broccoli and Wilson are shocked that they actually took the deal. Broccoli's a fighter, said one source, but she's got tired of fighting. Wilson is also ready to retire, and Broccoli doesn't want to keep fighting by herself. So yeah, like I say, they're getting to the point in their life where they want to go off and do other things. They want to retire. They want to start to slow down. Maybe they've got other endeavors that they want to, kind of focus their time on. And the James Bond character, by the sound of this, is giving them more hassle. They're having to fight against Amazon and, all this kind of stuff. And they just don't want to have to deal with this stuff anymore. So they're thinking, you know what? Amazon can have James Bond. We'll take $1 billion. Everybody walks away happy. Which absolutely makes sense. So it's hard not to be cynical about Amazon taking over James Bond franchise. For 60 years, the same family has shepherded it, treating each film as a special event. I fear that the Bond cinematic universe may be in our future. The Young James Bond Adventures, The Q Chronicles, Cooking with M, a senior British film executive commented, without Barbara's careful supervision, Bond just becomes Jack Reacher in some TV show. Yeah, this is the thing. If you start doing all these spin-off shows of James Bond, it's going to dilute the franchise. You know, James Bond is a big tentpole special event when it comes out as a movie, but having loads of different spin-off TV shows is going to dilute the franchise, and unfortunately that may be what's in the future, the Bond cinematic franchise. The only point of interest is that Amazon may be able to lure in major directors such as Christopher Nolan. Could you imagine a Christopher Nolan directed James Bond movie? That would be insane. And Quentin Tarantino, who previously expressed desire to tackle James Bond movie, but wanted to have complete creative control over the project. This wasn't possible with Broccoli and Wilson were in charge, but it could happen now. A Quentin Tarantino or Christopher Nolan James Bond directed, let me say that again, Quentin Tarantino or Christopher Nolan directed James Bond movie. Both of those directors directing a James Bond movie would be insane, and I'd be there day one. That would be incredible. But yeah, guys, shocking news in the last day or so about Amazon taking over full creative control of the James Bond character. Do you think this is good news? Do you think this is bad news? And ultimately, jump down below to the comment section, leave your thoughts, comments and opinions on this piece of huge news here regarding the James Bond franchise. Are you worried for the future of James Bond now that Amazon has creative control? Or do you think it's a bright future and that Amazon will respect the character and do something great with it? Whatever your thoughts are, guys, jump down below and let me know what you think about this piece of shocking news. As always, thanks so much for being here. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Consider becoming a subscriber of the channel if you haven't done so already. It goes a long way to supporting my content, so I really, really appreciate that. And as always, I will see you in the next video.